tackle with disaster management, there are two types of disaster management. One is man-made disaster, another one is natural disaster. How we are going to manage systematically, these things I will discuss in today's class. There are four concepts in disaster management. First one is mitigation. So we very well know that disaster cannot be stopped. Few disasters I will tell you. Can we stop earthquake, tsunami? Number of volcanic eruptions are all not dependent on human hand. So certain things which are not able to stop by humans, how we can prepare for that? Now mitigation is capacity building, what we have done earlier. So like that you have four steps. This I will discuss with the example in today's class. And second one is preparation, response, recovery. These things should be done. Each and every disaster, these things will be a common cycle. Types of disaster. See, I have told you number of natural disasters are there. First thing is earthquake. Now this earthquake is being monitored. Yes, each and every earthquake daily, whatever is happening is being monitored by National Center for Seismology. What they do is they install seismogram. Have you heard this instrument called seismogram? It is an equipment which is installed deep inside the earth. It will give us the information if there is a small shaking of earthquake is happening below the earth. That seismometer will send signals to the Seismic Research Center. How does the earthquake occur? Tectonic plates. It might be Indian or Asian plate. That you have different plates. When it is colliding, the earthquake happens. What they will do is, the National Center for Seismology, they will install the seismogram at the particular place before it reaches the city. Now where the effect of earthquake will happen is, wherever you have buildings, wherever you have construction, dams, those places will be affected. If you have an empty land, does it going to affect? No, empty land is not going to affect due to any number of earthquake. So wherever there are cities, the signal will automatically transfer, immediately the recovery will happen. Now flood. Have you heard about Indian Meteorological Department, IDM? Daily weather report. In news, if daily weather report you are getting, no? Today, either you are going to get rain or not. So before any flood occurs, the government will ring the bell that tomorrow or day after tomorrow a heavy flood is going to come. Like that they will ring the bell. Emergency preparedness for cyclones. Cyclone also IMD. Government will give a emergency preparedness alert. And next thing is tsunami. Indian Tsunami Early Warning Center. There is a center. The head of the center in India is located at Hyderabad. So they give the information. The tsunami is not going to form nearby the seashore. It will form in the deep sea. It has to travel from the deep sea to the seashore. So within that time they will give the information to the place that this is what happening in the center of the sea. Soon we have to prepare. Like that we have the center for this. Now for drought. Drought will be slowly occurring. This is not immediate thing. Earthquake occurs immediately. Flood 1 or 2 days. Tsunamis within hours. But drought, it will not happen in 1 day, 2 days. It takes months to happen. Immediately we will be in a place. So this is a slowly happening event. And landslide is being monitored by Geological Survey of India. If any landslide occurs, they are going to monitor. So like that, they have mitigation effect. What I mean by that is, we have a map particularly for flood. Where are the flood zones in country? They will be keeping the emergency preparedness office nearby these centers. So in order to act quickly. Now this is a seismic map. Throughout India, you have a map that where does highest earthquake will occur. Can you see this red color? If you are living here, you are going to hit by seismic or Richter scale higher than 7 or higher than 8. India has been split into 5 zones. If you are in zone 1, there will be no higher earthquake will happen. If you are in zone 5, you will be severely affected with earthquake. Like that, there is a map prepared. In Karnataka, zone 2. Zone 2 means there is very light or the earthquake will not at all occur. Have you seen any earthquake occurring in Karnataka? No. Why? Because we don't have any fault zones, so that we will not have earthquake. Like that, which is the maximum earthquake prone zone? You see the Himalayan region. Why you have highest number of earthquake in Himalayan region is you will be having a plate here, and this is Asian plate, this is Indian plate, where both the plates are colliding. That is why high number of earthquake will occur here. Do you have Himalaya here? Himalayan mountains available here. Why does Himalayan mountain naturally created? Because of movement of this fault. Due to the movement, what happens? Slowly the Indian plate is moving upward. That is why Mount Himalaya is increasing year by year. Sir, how much meter? Only 3 centimeter. Like that, we have preparedness. Immediately, if any earthquake is occurring, we will be having mitigation. Man-made disasters. What are man-made disasters? Are nuclear, industrial accident, Bhopal gas tragedy. This is due to leakage of gas. Due to that, the tragedy happened. These are all called man-made. Now, how the government is approaching a disaster is, you are having disaster management program in India. What are the mitigation work they do is, you have National Disaster Management Authority. This is a central government authority. They take care of all the disaster preparedness work. From that, you have the nodal agency of National Disaster Management. You have an act in legislation. In 2005, Disaster Management Act is passed. You have a history for this. Why they launched in 2005? Because tsunami happened. 2004. The largest tsunami occurred in India. Due to that only we made a Disaster Management Act in 2005 after this event. So what do you mean by NDMA is National Disaster Management Authority. This is being chaired by whom? Prime Minister. And other ministries will be there. Around 5 ministries are there. National Disaster Management. If anything is occurring, have you seen in news? The Prime Minister or Chief Minister will go in helicopter. Soon after the flood or earthquake happens, what they do? The Minister will immediately go and see the place. Why Prime Minister is going? In the sense, he is the chairperson of what? National Disaster Management. So that is why he is going. Chief Minister will also go. Why? Because he is also a authority in State Disaster Management Authority. He is the chief person, consisting of the Chief Minister along with 8 number of members will be there in State Disaster Management. For National Disaster Management is the fund will be collected by central government and it will be given to the state government. So there is a mitigation acts will be there through center. It will be followed to the State Disaster Management. Now NDRF. What do you mean by NDRF? Is National Disaster Response Force. Who are they? There are secretaries. They are IAS, IPS officers are called secretary. In every department you have secretary. So these secretaries will manage all this data and documentation in order to rapidly work. Can you see this NDRF? Who are they? They are the people particularly meant for disaster management. So they are being employed for this kind of events. Now you have district disaster management authorities. What are they called? DDMA. So they will be chaired by whom? Collector, magistrate or deputy commissioner. If any place in Karnataka, particularly in Bangalore, if it is happening, means there are 2 persons going to visit. Immediately who will visit is the collector. Collector is the primest most person in a district. That is why collector will come. After that, chief minister. Third thing is prime minister, who will be taking care of this. And this is a framework how the disaster management will work. And you can see institutionalized. Now response plan is for every disaster they have this plan. What they will do is they start with number 1 and then they will end with number 18. There are 18 number of work for any disaster. It might be man-made, it might be natural. First thing is Soon after disaster, they will search for people. Who will search? NDRF. These people will have a list of items to do. What are they? This is what I am discussing today. Evacuation of people, medical care. Immediately they will provide housing. Have you seen tents? Tents will be provided. In tent you will be having basic facilities. What are they? You will be having food, power, communication, transportation, etc. If earthquake occurs, it will destroy the communication towers, telecommunication towers. Will you get signal? You think that currently you are getting signal, you are getting internet, you feel safe. Imagine in disaster, the telecommunication tower will get damaged. You cannot communicate what is happening to you. That is why these people will be monitoring from the satellite. It is independent. Independent means autonomous centers. They don't depend on government. They are self-manifested. Through communication satellite, they receive the information. Not through BSNL, not through Airtel, like that. Do you understand the difference? They are the private people who provide service. But these people are central and state government. They make the information. So they get the right information. They make the following 18 things. Early warning maps, fuel, etc. Up to 18th parameter for any disaster management, they will do this work. Now, second thing is, so far I have discussed regarding mitigation. What is the second thing they will do is preparation. Who are all the force which is going to join? Indian Armed Force, Coastal Guard and local volunteers. Red Cross is primarily initiated for disaster management. In India, why do you have NCC? You are the second line of defense. Second line of defense after the military. They are preparing you from the student, you are being prepared. What is Red Cross is, you are being prepared for disaster management. In any disaster, you can see NDRF along with Red Cross. In any war field, you will be having Red Cross people who are working like that. You have particular people who work for those initiations. And the NDMA started from 2005, I have told you. A small example, today's case study will be tsunami. Buoyancy is, it will be always floating. If tsunami is occurring, this equipment will automatically rise. If this equipment is rising, the signal will be passed through this to the satellite. How you can understand tsunami is, this equipment, if it rises below 1 meter or 1.5 meter, this is not normal sea wave. So you can automatically understand that this is tsunami. From here it will go to automatically to satellite and it will reach to the central station. It will not go to telecommunication towers. It will directly go to the information center called Tsunami Information Center. They will bring the signal that nearby the coastal areas the people will be evacuated. Immediately they will be evacuated. We can do this in a systematic way through response formation. See, this is an equipment. How they will install is, they will go through the ships and they will install this kind of buoyancy equipment. You will be having telecommunication signal along with this. It will be kept in equal intervals in order to get the information. So, lessons learned. In 2004, the tsunami occurred. Nearly 2 lakh of people dead all over the world. In a single event, in a single day event, 2 lakh people immediately dead. That is why we turned the situation from 2004 to immediately legislation is passed in 2005. From 2005, we are making National Disaster Management Agency. Post 2005, Indian Tsunami Early Warning Center. The headquarters is available at Hyderabad. This is a case study. Why does tsunami occur is due to earthquake, tsunami occur. I hope you know that. Why tsunami occur? Due to earthquake only tsunami occurs. If earthquake hits in land, it vibrates in the land. If earthquake hits in water, the water will ripple. So that ripple will become tsunami. So the earthquake got stuck. Or it occurred in 2004 in December 26. So what happened in Sumatra? Sumatra is near Andaman and Nicobar. Near to that you have a long fault zone. From there you got this earthquake and around 14 countries got affected. Not only India, around 14 countries got affected due to this. And you can see the wave. Can you see the height of the wave? Since you are not born, you would have not aware of that. See the height of the wave when it is crossing the borderlines. Earthquake and tsunami happened. From here, the magnitude of the earthquake soon raised, and all the places are being highly damaged due to the tsunami. That is why they have provided National Tsunami Center in Hyderabad. Can you see? This is the tsunami affected area. Tsunami hit in eastern and southern coast of India. I have told you first thing is mitigation. Use risk before disaster strikes. So every tsunamis will be monitored by them. So they will be monitoring from the sensors. Sir, what are the projects I can do to take disaster management? How to communicate during disaster management is one of the key projects where ECE can do. Imagine your satellites are only working, no cell phone towers are there. How to prepare the people? You have to inform the people, but the people will not have the communication. Without cell phone tower, can you communicate? No. But you have to communicate how? This is a question mark you have to do. So how to solve this? Mitigation work, what they have done is, they have made a coastal regulation zone. What do you mean by coastal regulation zone is, they have made 4 zones. After 2004 only, there should be no farmhouse. Can you see in farmhouse nearby the sea? In Goa, can you see farmhouses nearby the sea? They will be constructing the house. But after tsunami, they have changed the policy. At a particular stage, you cannot construct any houses. They have shifted to 100 meters, and then only you have to construct the house. So they have changed the building norms, construction norms. They have changed. So they have changed into coastal zone, high tidal line, low tidal line. During night, the tides will be very high and it will reach far zones. Have you seen in seashore? During the day, it will not go too much far. So that is the difference. Low tidal zone, high tidal zones are there. According to that, you have to take. Preparedness. How they have prepared for this case study is, they have a center called Indian National Center for Ocean Information Service in Hyderabad. This is what I said. They have initiated this pure information center particularly for the flood and tsunami. So through that they prepare the tsunami warning signals and early warning center. So like this, they have given some drills, disaster drills. Firemen know for any emergency how you should behave or how you should act. They will be having a drill. The coastal schools and communities will be having this drill. During earthquake, what you should do? Immediately, you should lay below the table. This is a drill. If you are in Japan, all schools are taught by this drill. Why? Because Japan is frequently hit by earthquake. In a year, 3 or 4 earthquakes will come. So the school students are being taught that what you should do during earthquake. If any tables are there, chairs are there, you should get under to that. Like that, the tsunami affected zones, school students will be taught with during any tsunami what you have to do. So like that, the preparedness are being done through this Indian Tsunami Early Warning Center. Now, third thing is response. After the tsunami, what has to be done? Who will be coming for rescue? Indian Navy, Air Force and Coastal Guards. They will be coming for rescue, and you will be provided with 18 things. See, I have shown you the list now. What they will do is, they will do the 18 number of things during any disaster, what it has to be done. Like that they will be doing, and the NGOs will be there, Red Cross also will be there, and they will be supporting this. This is called response. Fourth thing is called recovery. Sir, after earthquake, after tsunami, their houses will get vanished. How the government has to support? They have to support with new houses. For any disaster, there should be a recovery. Houses are damaged, government has to build new houses. If boats are damaged, government has to give with a new boat or with the fund. Disaster management relief fund will be given to strengthening the coastal areas. What is the main goal of disaster management? A, B, C, D. A is reduce loss, life and property. Yes. Which phase of disaster management focuses on long-term measures? They have told 4 cases, no? Which case is particularly focuses on long-term measures like building flood embankment and earthquake resistant structures? C is called mitigation. Yes, this is the starting phase. Next one. Search and rescue operations are carried out in which phase of disaster management? A, B, C, D. C. C is called response. Okay. National Disaster Management Authority in India was established in 2005. Why? 2004, India had a severe tsunami effect. Due to that, they made this authority. Next thing, the headquarters of National Disaster Response Force is located at NDRF, Nagpur. Which of the following is disaster in slow onset? Which is slow? Drought. Yes. Next one is which specialized force is responsible for response during disaster in India? NDRF is called National Disaster Response Force. Next thing is cyclone warning in India is issued by whom? Indian Meteorological Department. For each and every disaster, I have given you the respective centers. They will give the mitigation effect, warnings, signals, etc. Indian Meteorological Department. The main principle of disaster management is main principle. B is called preparedness, mitigation, reduce the disaster of impact. Tsunami Early Warning Center in India is located at Hyderabad.